So you'll have to press the word, click on the little box that says got it. That'll get out of your way. And then I'm going to mute folks. Bada bing. And we'll get going. So again, we've got chairs on either side, enough room, have a good amount of space here, and have the backs of the chairs facing in. Have another spot where you're sitting towards the front edge, right? So scooting to the front edge of your chair, so your hips are really the only way that you're contacting your the foundation. And as usual, we begin chin slightly down, crown slightly, then drawing up. We want to create or apply appropriate amount of effort to go from, let's say, slouching in some way, or I mean, this is the common slouch, kind of like that. Sometimes we're working too hard to make our upright seat. So we want to apply the proper effort and focus to create this central line known as Zhongjang, or central upright. And then relax all the effort. Release any amount of doing or gripping or holding. And if as you relax, you feel yourself lose your Zhongjang, lose your central upright, like slouch a little bit or fall back in your chair, that's your sort of signal that you have to, again, reapply that effort. Sometimes it's a tilt of the pelvis forward, sometimes a little bit back. But there should be this combination of perfect integrity to your central channel, while also then relaxing all effort out of the body. Relaxation, when we first think about it, most of us think downwards. We think, oh, I'm going to relax and lose a sort of integrity, a sort of slumping or slouching. But what relaxation actually does to our physical tissues and layers of our body is plump or dilate, because effort, tension, stress, concern, even excitement, positive emotions, kind of constricts the body, makes everything tighten up. So just assume that you're in a state to some degree of constriction and closing, right? All the different little channels being slightly closed. So then as you relax, see if you can feel this plumping, this opening, this loosening quality. And as you relax and feel that dilating of the layers of your tissue and the channels of blood flow, energy flow, electricity flow, as you feel that, then we want to practice Chunwan. Chunwan, which is softening and relaxing into stability. So let's find the stability of letting all the sediment, all the weight settle down to the bottom. In Tai Chi, they say, under the feet, 3 feet under the feet. Or in this case, under the chair and feet, 3 feet under the chair and feet, letting all body weight out. And then what is left when we have Zhongjang, Chunwan, is what they call Qing Ling, or light and nimble, agile and moving. So the long-term goal is remove our constrictions, feel rooted, and then feel the freedom of this hydraulic system that we are gifted with. And in my view, that is key for Parkinson's. Key. Because I've watched with all my private client work and folks in these classes, I've watched this difficulty dissolve, and there's freedom of movement, there's agility, there's access to the movement. So let's just spend another, let's say just a minute. You could say meditating on or contemplating those three elements of Zhongjun, Chunwan, softening down into stability. And then just feel the body, feel a little bit more ease, a little bit of freedom. To assist with that, in through the nose, inhale, holding the breath, out through the mouth, cleaning out the waste, the staleness, holding a little bit. Then inhale again through the nose, holding, out the mouth. We'll just repeat that. 4-part breathing. Inhale is the first part. Holding the full state, second part. Out the mouth, third part. Holding empty, fourth part. Inhaling again when you're ready. So there's this sort of full wheel of the breath that we want to turn that wheel. Maybe 8 more breaths, 10 more breaths. Mind clearing of debris, of thoughts, concerns, of any other place or time, which muddy up the waters of this present moment. Having nothing extra, no extra thinking, ideally no extra emotional rippling, no extra muscle grip, tension, activity. That's our North Star, that's our goal, is to clear and empty out that which is extraneous. Last 3-4 breaths. Now, slide your hands back, pull your elbows back, lift the chest and lift the chin, soft back bend or back arch. Slide your hands forward past your knees, chest hollows back, drop the chin towards the chest, open the back side of the body. 3 more. Inhale. As you slide hands and elbows back, lift the chest, look up, hold the breath. And then with the exhale, hands slide forward, head drops, chest hollows round. Again, inhaling, hands sliding. Or exhale. Drop that. Inhale. And exhale. Now come back to neutral, right in the middle. Now left hand forward past the knee, right hand slide back, elbow pull back, turn the shoulders, turn the head to the right. Just a soft rotation. Then switch, slide right hand forward, left hand and elbow back, turn. Looking over the shoulder. And turn again. So see if we can free up the whole transition range from one through middle all the way over to the other side. Okay? And then from that side all the way back across. Remember what we're practicing here is Ching Ling. So not adding a bunch of muscle effort and forceful movement, but staying loose and relaxed and seeing that we can move the body quite effectively while keeping all that extra tension and effort out. Staying soft, plump, loose, relaxed, liquid. One more each way. So Tai Chi, the more you practice it, the more it really starts to just feel like, oh, I am primarily water. I am primarily a liquid-based system of movement and power. Let's come back to neutral. Arms hang by your side. Change the weight to the right, buttocks softly lean. So you're letting all the spinal joints just gently lean to the right. Lift your left wrist up, elbow softly up. So again, see how loose my wrist and arm, and this kind of leaning, tilting right at the edge. And then let's change. Come all the way across. Now we're in the left buttock, left arm is down, right wrist, elbow up, and possibly even this foot, like light, right? So we're established. And then we change all the way across. And notice, Sam, I'm not reaching my hand over top this way. It's hanging out right over here. It's right by my armpit. Right by the armpit. Yeah, there you go. So it's not too much. It's not too much of a movement. It's just this kind of light seesawing back and forth. And this is one of the best ones to feel the concept of your middle pivot. There's a middle, they say it's right at belly button and lumbar spine level. When the body is relaxed, everything is organized right around this middle pivot. And that's what keeps us from falling out of the chair here, is that our middle is intact. And we're back to middle. Now, let's do, I'm going to turn slightly sideways so you can see the shoulders come forward, up, back, down. One of the main goals here is to feel the distinction between the rib cage and the shoulder blades and arms. So the rib cage essentially doesn't move much. We're not leaning and lifting and lowering the rib cage. The torso stays where it is. The arms and shoulder blades move somewhat independently. And again, what most of the time is happening is that it's like between 9 and 12 different muscles and layers of tissue that are attaching shoulder blade and arm to the body. But a lot of times those become glued and stuck. And so we're trying to get those supple, movable. That's why this is such an important exercise, especially for balance, so that we're not top heavy. Now, reverse, come back and up, over the top, forward and down. Back, up, over the top, forward and down. Again, there's some secondary movement of the torso and spine and all that. But the primary idea is that we're liberating, distinguishing shoulder blades and arms from the torso. Freeing that up. Loose. And then just hang and swing your arms. Feel that, again, that same looseness, that you're not needing to grab your arms with muscle tension and hold your arms on. They're fine. They're just fine where they are, right? Now, scoot back a little. Let's do our legs. Right knee You lift the knee up and draw the heel in towards the butt like you're loading up, and then push the foot away, reload, and then set that foot down. Again, load, left leg now, I'm sorry, and then push, reload, set it down. Right leg, load, push, reload, down. Load, push, reload, down. Just switching 2 more each leg. So again, the goal here being freedom of movement from one end of the range to the other end of the range. Doesn't mean you have to add a whole bunch of effort and work. In fact, the looser, softer, lighter you are, the more that movement flows. Loose, relaxed. Now, right leg, straighten, point foot, flex foot, point, flex, point, flex. And then, slight invert, evert, invert, evert. This little tilt of the foot. Then, circle. And reverse. Circle. And switch. Left foot, point and flex. Invert, evert. This little tilt, 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 tilt. And then circle. Reverse, circle. And scoot forward. Last thing with the legs here. Step your feet wider apart than hip distance. You have a little bit of space here. Lift the toes and then turn on the heels. So you've got knees and toes are in. This closes the groin, the quad, as they call it in Tai Chi. Now lift your toes, turn on the heels, open, and feel this open space. The quad is open, and close. Open, close. So just as I was describing the shoulder blades, open, close. The goal being to separate and distinguish the movement of that area. Same thing here. We want to distinguish pelvis, floor of pelvis, stomach, and back, and feel that the legs are not bound to that, but in fact, they are free. They are loose. Most of the natural reaction to trying to get balance is to tighten this area, to hold. But all that does is turn us into a very stiff tree that can fall, right? So the freer this space, the more agility, the more adaptability we will then have to deal with almost tipping, leaning, something goes by us quickly, we gotta, right? So it's this spacious quality in the groin and hips. To assist with that further, hands on your knees, bring your legs back to about hip distance. Now from that same space, fold, forward, sit back up, lean back slightly from that space, and up. So let's see if we can get this movement very fluid. And again, notice I'm not rounding my back at all for this one. It's just from this hip joint, fold, upright, tip slightly back, upright, forward, upright, back. And the more you practice this stuff, the more these spaces are open. Open for movement, open for easy control of this vehicle, this body. All right, now, standing up and sitting down. So the feet, so if you're sitting at your table, kitchen table or at a lecture or wherever you might be, first thing you do is just slide the feet under you a little bit of an acute angle, fold at the hips and let your body weight pour out of the chair into your legs, down to the earth, and then push down through the earth, and let the down quality organize the up, as opposed to coming up and grabbing on with your chest and shoulders and upper body and trying to hold yourself here. Relax the body, release everything, and just focus on the primary direction, which is down. Now stay down through your feet, butt goes back, just get to this point. Then from here, the sinking of the butt is why the knees bend, land the butt, and then sit back to this vertical. So feel how right here, your feet are not really being the main bearer of your weight, but then as you fold, now the feet are the main bearer of weight. So we want to get to be masterful at changing what we're allowing to connect us to our root, but we're always rooted. So I don't fall into my chair with a thud. Instead, I stay rooted through my feet. Then when I find my chair, then I use the chair to root me. And then I want to get up, so I root through the feet, come all the way up. And then one more. So again, this is best accomplished by soft, relaxed body, with just a little bit of effort required at certain moments. Now, don't sit in your chair, but sit as if, and use this to get your fingertips near your toes, maybe even touch the floor, and then push through the ground and rise all the way to vertical. And hips go back and sink. Use fingers near the floor, toes maybe even the floor, and then come back up. Two more just like that. Fold, sink, and then rise. One more time, just folding, and then rise. Now, we're standing. Make your way over to the right side chair, so it's there for you in terms of support, balance, safety. Ideally, you don't use the chair for level 1 especially. Level 1. So again, remember as I was saying, your butt was in the chair and you were using that to root you. Now we're using our legs for that. Next step is use only one leg. So change the weight over to your right leg. Let the knees soften so that there's like a bed spring taking weight rather than a tightening like a stilt. Let there be a softening. Then as the left foot is emptier, lift the left heel and see if you can even get up to the tip of the shoe. Very light. Then without putting weight in the leg, put the foot down. From your middle, just change the weight. Now notice, I didn't do this to try to get my weight over there. In fact, Jung stayed perfectly aligned, and my primary direction down got me down to the earth, and then this foot empty up to the tip of the shoe. Foot down without shifting the weight. That's a key one, because a lot of times we put those together, we slam into the leg. So soften the leg down long so it's on the ground, and then from your middle, change. Left leg empty, get to tip of shoe. Back down without weight, change. Tip of shoe, back down, change. Lift, lower, change. The teacup could just be perfectly happy right on top of the head. We're not spilling it to the left or the right. That's this Jung. Now, the next time you are in your left leg, right foot is empty. You might need chair for this next one. Get to the tip of the toe, disconnect, and then reconnect the whole foot. Change the weight. So again, we don't just yank the foot up. Practice this getting to the tip of the shoe, then disconnecting, then reconnecting. Change. Let the weight go down to the earth. Once it's down underneath us, this is Qing Ling, meaning light and nimble. We don't have to yank on the body. We sort of just levitate the limb, right? But it has to be empty first. All right, we got to first really commit to one and get the other. And then we have to get really good at this part right there, that change of weight. Then we're ready to safely do something with that other foot. So the premature pulling of the foot off the ground is what will get you in trouble. So notice that. Now stay on your right leg, hand on chair as needed. You probably will need it for this because we want to practice how high can you bring this knee. And then stay tall and long as you let the whole leg go down. So don't fall into it, get the whole left leg back to the floor. Then change your weight. Same using the chair as needed. Bring that right knee as high up as you can. And then let it soften long all the way to the earth. And then from that middle pivot, a little seesaw pivot, change, lift, lower, change. Wait for it. At first, you have to take extra time to release and release and release to get the weight to the earth. But once you open those channels, it can happen more instantaneous. It can just be boom, down to the earth. Right? It's us clinging that doesn't allow it. So that's why this practice of release then frees us from those limitations. And still we got Jongjang doing quite well. Now the next time you're in your left foot, stay there. Right foot empty, put it in front, heel touching, toe up. Notice I didn't take a humongous step. I'm not way out in front, it's just comfortable. Now, change the weight into your right foot, get to the tippy tip toe, and then change back. Right, so you're on the tip of the heel. Change. Now, big piece here is that even though we're moving forward and backwards, the primary direction of attention is down. So I'm changing weight down, and I just so happen to move forward. And then I change the weight down, I just so happen to move back. But Jongjang stays just so. Kind of like I'm floating on the inside and just using these limbs to move efficiently through space. Level one, ideally no hands. Just getting comfortable changing and relaxing as you're moving forward, relaxing as you're moving back, not tightening up, which makes us top heavy and easy to topple. Now, the next time you're in your back leg, stay there. You may need the chair for this one. This from the hip. Lift, lower, and then change the weight. Getting to the tippy toe of your back foot, now like a little flamingo. Just bend the knee, toe back to the floor, and then change the weight back. From this hip, kind of like you're sitting the hip, leg down, change, primary direction down, then a little flamingo, bend knee, toe down, shift. From the hip, lift, lower, shift. From the knee, just empty, down, shift. Primary work is the internal Jongjang, that upright quality. Then the softening to find your root, rather than the tightening to try to hold it all together. It's the softening that gets us to that ground. Level three, hand on chair as needed. Now we're going knee up, heel softly touch, change the weight, primary direction down, to bring this back leg, knee forward and up, reach the toe back, change. The weight goes down through the back leg, this front knee lift, lower, down through the front leg, back leg, knee goes forward and up, toe back, change, knee up, heel softly down, change. change. All the while, jung jung, undisturbed. That's our main sort of North Star we're going for. Changing sides. So bring right foot next to left. Change the weight. Side step. Change the weight. Bring that foot in. We're near the chair, but level 1, ideally no chair or very minimal chair. Change the weight to your right leg. Put your left foot in front, heel touching light. Level 1, down through to the earth. As you get 100 in your left, 0 is in the right. And then primary direction down. 0. Jung jung, right? Middle pivot. Primary direction is down each way. The body is just moving forward and backwards in space without any effort in those two directions. It's just, that's what's happening. But your main focus is staying rooted, staying rooted. The essential skill for Tai Chi is, can you go 100, 0, 100, 0. Level 2, hand on chair as needed, front leg like you're sitting the hip, which keeps you connected rather than pulling and yanking. It's this fold down and then change. And then like a flamingo, little knee bend, toe down, change, weight going down, sit that hip to lift this leg, light and empty, down, change, flamingo. 2 more, just flow the exercise. Middle pivot, central channel, undisturbed. Undisturbed. This feeling of safety when we're moving through space is this feeling that we're relaxed and at ease and rooted. That's what we're looking for. Now let's go level 3, hand on chair as needed, knee, down, change. Then that back leg knee, forward and up, toe back, change. Up, down, change. Forward and up, back, change. 2 more. Jung jung. Just keep remembering that central upright. Chung 1. The way by which we get rooted is softening down. Softening down. Last one. Great job. Now bring left foot next to right foot. Change the weight to the left leg, side step, shift. Bring the feet together. Now we're going to use this chair. Back up enough so you have a decent amount of room. A little runway in front. Weight through the left leg, right foot empty in front. Level 1. Change the weight to the right leg. Remember, down. Now this back foot, just let it swing forward. Change the weight into that left foot, into the tippy toe. So that's all the way to the front of this exercise. Now we go back. Change the weight into your back leg. Once this foot is empty, see if you can just easily swing it back, toe touching the ground, and then shift. So our body weight is always connected to the ground through one leg only. Change the weight to the right leg. It's connected through right leg. Left foot steps, but it's empty. And then we decide, change the weight down. Now this foot's empty. Change, swing, change. Just think down, down, down. Notice how the down allows you everything else. Down, down, step, down. Teacup still doing just fine on top of the head if you got that softness. One more, level 1. Casual. This is the most like just moseying around your space, right? Now, level 2, chair as needed, lift, lower, just like we did earlier. Now, change the weight. Now, there's something on the ground we got to step over. So, you got to pick up that foot, bring it over something, and set it down still with no weight. Then we're changing. Back foot, we do a little flamingo, toe down, change. Now, this one's usually the trickier one. Leg in front, bend, and reach it back without any weight. And then change your weight back. Front leg, lift, lower, shift, step up and over. Shift. Flamingo, lift, lower, shift back. Now this front leg, up, tuck, reach it, shift back. And this leg, hip, or up, straight leg, change. Now as you're down to the earth, that allows you the freedom of step. And then down to the earth, that gives you the freedom of pickup. Down to the earth, that allows you this freedom. Down to the earth. Now, level 3, chair as needed, up, down, change. Now, exaggerated, heel to butt, knee up, foot out, down, change. Heel to butt, knee up, and then we reverse. Back, change. Knee up, tuck foot, reach foot back, change. Again, knee up, down, change. Heel, knee, foot, down, change. Knee forward and up, toe reach back, change. Down allows you the freedom of this movement. Down allows you the freedom of this movement. One more. Down. 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 And switch sides. Bring right foot next to left foot. Change. Side step. Change. Near this chair. Level 1, hopefully no chair if possible. Weight through the right leg. Left foot in front. Level 1. Change. Now, right foot is empty. Just step it forward. No body weight. Change. Get to the tippy toe. We're trying to get 100% in left. Step the right with no body weight. 100% in the right. No weight in the left. So we're getting that interchange, that distinction of one full, one empty, then step. Other full, other empty, pause. Full, empty, step. Full, empty. So as you get better at this, you get to kind of drop all the training wheels and just think, oh, I'm just casually walking. And you're just utilizing Zhong Zhou, Chun Wan, and Qing Lan. Those are almost the only things you need to think about. Rooted. Body has integrity, and then everything's nimble, light and loose. Level 2, use the chair as needed. Lift, lower, shift. Step up and over. Shift. Little flamingo. Lift, lower, shift. Leg up in front, tuck the foot, reach back. Shift. Lift, lower, shift. So we're connected to the ground. The step forward does not pull me out of my root, and I change when I want to change. That's even harder on this one. As you're coming back, this usually right here is where people get pulled back. So you're trying to separate so that you feel this reach back, then the shift. Lift, lower, shift, up and over, shift, flamingo, Now, level 3, up, down, shift. Now, exaggerate it, heel to butt, knee up, foot out, lower, shift. And then bring that knee forward and up, toe back, shift. Up, tuck, reach, shift. Lift, lower, shift. Exaggerated, shift. How's your teacup doing? When it comes to the teacup, think I'm going to relax more to find the stability. Not I'm going to tighten up. Let's do one more. It's more release that gives you a certain stability for that central channel. And take a momentary break here with a little self-massage. So make sure you know where your chair is. Have a seat in your chair. Stick your butt back, fold, hands together, rub. Rub the back of one hand, then the palms again, back of other hand, palms, and then let's go groin area, the quad, pubic area, groin, inguinal crease, and then come around the hips towards the sacrum, the tail, the low back, and then come up onto your lumbar, your lower back spine, and all those muscles. And then come back and do the thighs, fronts of thighs, inner thighs, fronts of thighs, outer thighs, and then underneath hamstrings, and then the backs of the knees, you kind of go in and out across the knee area, and then sides of knees with some circles, fronts of knees, circles, let your fingertips find any little sore spots there, and just gentle rubbing, and then the inside knee, and then folding at the hips, and we dredge the channel of the shin area. So they've got the shin bone there, thumb on one side, middle finger on the out. Dredge down, soft up. Dredge down, soft up. Dredge. And then get the inner calf. Just a nice light rub. Outer calf, back of calf, ankle. And then let's come all the way up. Do nothing. 6, 7, 8 breaths in the nose. Let the body restore, recharge. Release all effort. See if there's maybe another layer of sloughing off extraneous agitation, activity, tension. All right. Arms hang loose, feet slide back, fold, and stand up. Nice and easy. Now, don't do anything with your chairs. I'm just adjusting mine. So now, come over to the left side so that you have, as you turn and face across, you have a pretty big runway in front of you, right? So you want to be more to this side so that you have space to go that way. Now, chairs should be on your left or wherever, depending on how you got it set up. But that's your safety. So you know that's there. Those are your, keep yourself safe. Now, level 1, empty the left foot. Put the left foot out in front, heel lightly touching. Now, just change the weight. Remember, down to free your right foot now to step out in front without any weight. And then down. Then the other foot is free. Step the foot while it's free, then down. Step the foot while it's free, keeping it free, down. Step while it's free, down. Now the same thing applies going backwards, pay attention. Down, make sure your front foot is empty on the heel. Bring it behind and touch the toe, empty. Down. Step the other foot, toe touch. Down. How's your teacup? Down. Remember to relax in response to that question of how's your teacup go? Oh, I'm going to relax more. Not I'm going to tighten up. I'm going to relax. The teacup on top of your head, that imaginary teacup. And we go forward. But remember, forward really means down, 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 down. And when it's time to go backwards, it's down, down, down. What you feel when you get good at this is that you are never not rooted, meaning you're always rooted. So it's not I'm unrooted and then I get rooted again and then I'm unrooted. It's actually as if you're always rooted and you're sort of just floating along the floor using your feet like wheels. Your feet are wheels that you're rolling, rolling, rolling. Let's do one more. So we just want to get this casual quality, arms are loose. Just easy peasy. All right, so this would be just a great home practice for you. Getting in a safe area and then just working on casual, just cruising along. Now let's change exercises. Turn and face forward. Change the weight to your left leg only. Right foot empty, step it out and in. We're going to do that a couple of times here. So your right foot out and in. Now, bring your index fingers and touch the area right on either side of the pubic area, the quad. So just a light touch there, bringing awareness to the fact that when our feet are together, quad is closed on both sides. Now, what we want is this left quad stays closed, right quad open, close, open, close. So we're less thinking about the whole leg and the foot, and we're more right here in this little space going open, close, open, close, open, close, right? Then open and stay open. Now, close the right quad, open the left quad. So a lot of times when people do this one, they pick the heel up and come off the ground like this somehow, but that keeps this quad closed. So that's the importance of both feet somewhat glued to the ground, sealed to the ground. Now I'm closing the right quad, opening this left quad. And then I'm closing the left and opening the right. And then closing the right, opening the left. And then closing left, opening right. This central channel, undisturbed, moving inside of my own matrix, my own body matrix. The freer and more open that is, the more adaptable, the more agile, more balanced, right? Now change the weight. So we close the right quad, left quad is open. Now close left quad, open left quad, while right quad stays closed. Close and open, close and open. So from this junction, if you can start to really feel that, you're going to start to feel like, oh, I can move around space better because you're running the body from your core rather than from the outer body. Right? Now keep the left foot in, so both quad are closed and they stay closed as you change the weight to the left leg, change the weight to the right leg. Both quad closed, but you're really finding this down through one, down through to the other, to the earth through the other. Change. Change. So that's more the navel, lumbar, middle pivot that we're finding that little seesaw. We're really emphasizing that little small change right in this middle pivot. Now, as you go into your left leg, stay in your left leg, open right quad. Close right quad, opening left quad. Bring left foot in, closing. Change to left leg, open. Change, close. Change, open. Teacup. Never not rooted. Let's go back the other way. Rooted. Rooted. You're just changing the conduit to the root. That's all you're doing. But when the body's relaxed, it's always connected down. There and back again. Allowing for that softness through the leg and knee so that the knees are slightly, just a little bent, but they're not bent and I'm not sticking my butt out, but there's just this little sunken quality. And this at first is hard to find, but when you find it, you find, oh, you've got this wonderful chassis of spring-loaded support. Loose, light, the legs are like a tiger or like a jaguar, sort of constantly ready to spring, but also soft, also relaxed, not tightened up and ripped and rigid. All right, now make your way right to the middle between the chairs. Both chairs are on either side. Change the weight to your left leg. Turn right foot out, neutral, and then in, this little internal rotation. Now let's skip neutral and go out, in. And notice again, this foot is remaining empty. So that means this leg is full with that spring-loaded quality. And then back to neutral, change, left foot turn out, neutral, turn in, and then skip neutral, out, in, in, out, in. One more, and then neutral, change. Now we turn right foot out, change the weight into the right leg, turn the body, bring the left foot right alongside the right foot, and then change your weight to your left foot, right foot empty, turn right foot out. Change the weight, turn the body, bring left foot next to right foot. Then into the left foot, right foot empty, turn it out. Change. Empty right foot, turn it out. Change. Go around again once you've gotten all the way. And see if again you can get that teacup relaxed. The teacup balanced through relaxation. Central jung undisturbed as you just change your rotation in the room, your orientation in the room. By emphasizing down through one to liberate the other. Now, once you're facing forward again, let's go the other way. Down through the right to free the left foot to turn out. And then change. We're down through the left to bring the right foot to match. Down through the right to free the left foot so it can turn out. Change. Again, this is sort of an innocuous, somewhat simple thing to do when you boil it down to just empty and turn it out, shift and rotate. But the power of this in terms of our function of our daily life, of the phone is ringing and it's over there. So I got to orient myself before I head off in that direction. And I've watched with a lot of my private client work, That's a hard one. People get stuck and they kind of do the penguin walk to try to turn, especially when they're stressed out, when they're going, oh, I got to get over there. So it's relax, turn, shift, reorient, you know, just get that flowing quality. Now, right foot, turning out, instead of that, turn it in and then shift into it and bring the left foot to match. So now we're doing this sort of opposite way. Right foot empty, turn it in, pigeon toe, and then change the weight. And again, right foot turn in, pigeon toe, and then bring the feet together. We'll go around twice. This one has a lot of martial art application in the sense of if there was something coming that was like a threat, you're turning, but you're ready to move backwards. So there's a sort of backing away or retreating that you get from this one. So watching how I'm doing this here, it's this turn, and then I'm sort of backing into this position. And then I'm turning and I'm backing into this position, right? Turn, and then I'm retreating. Turn the foot, retreating. Because in martial arts, you would go back and then step back to retreat out of that space, which is a thing we're going to work on. But this is that initial sort of hua, right? Now we go the other way, pigeon toe and retreat. Pigeon toe and then retreat towards that foot. Pigeon toe. Retreat. Pigeon toe. Retreat. One more time around. Now we finish with putting those two together. One foot, right foot turns out. Change the weight into the right foot and pigeon toe the left foot. Change the weight into the left foot, keep rotating, turn right foot out. Change the weight, pigeon toe. Change the weight, turning out. Change the weight, pigeon toe. Change, and again, how's your teacup? Right? Notice if there's a bunch of extra leaning, tilting, sort of heaving the body around space, or can you just be literally rotating in the same place almost? You're just turning in a circle. And once you get back to facing forward, let's finish the other way. Left foot out, change, turn, then change. Remember that it's primary direction down. The down frees you to do all the other stuff, the turning out, the rotating. It's the connecting to the root correctly. And then the relaxing of all the tension that allows all the joints to just move comfortably. And we're facing forward, stay facing forward, hands together, rub, back of one hand, rub, back of other. Lung point 1 and 2, heart point, under the chest, up the center of the chest, onto the shoulder, and then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as a lymphatic drain all the way out to the fingertips. And relax, and then lung point 1 and 2, just with the fingertips, soft. And then under the armpit, raking towards the front, heart point. then under the chest, up the center of the chest, onto the shoulder, and then squeeze like a tube of toothpaste. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. All the way down. Hands. Liver and spleen on either side. Lower front ribs, upper stomach, that general region. And then down to the inguinal. Around to the sacrum, up onto the lumbar. Now here, turn your hands and make soft fists. Use the knuckles to run right along the back muscles, up towards the kidney area. And then we come around to the front of the legs. Now this is a dredging of channels. Thumb on the inside, middle finger on the outside, right at the top of the leg, and then squeezing and dredging down just above the knee. Get soft as you go over the knee, and then dredge down the shin to the ankle. Then soft hands come up the inseam all the way up to the navel. Then we go quad, hip flexor, around to the sacrum, lumbar, just to get all that junk that gets stuck there, and then dredge, soft over the knee, and then dredge. Come around the inseam of the legs, up the inseam to the navel. Once more, quad. Around the hips to the sacrum, up onto the mingmen or lumbar, and then dredge, soft over the knee, dredge, and then up. And then finally, up the outer arm to the shoulder, turn that arm palm up, and sweep. We repeat on the same arm, up the outer, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Switch, up the outer, turn, sweep. Up, down, up, up, down. Arms loose. Now, shift yourself just slightly into the toes so your heels are a little lighter, and then very lightly lift and lower your heels. Very small, but try to create this shaking ripple through the whole body, like you're just shaking out the last bits of tension. So watch me for a moment. Notice how my head gets a little higher and lower, higher and lower. So I'm bouncing my body up and down, but very small. And then finally, wing, roll, up over top, settle, and then seal the practice. Here's the belly button. One hand, other hand. Great job. And here's the Taoist bow. Grab one thumb with the fist, and then fold the hand over the fist. So it has that look. Great job, everybody. Make sure you know where your chair is, have a seat. If there are any final questions or comments or anything like that. Thank you.